Moyo Tribe, we've been talking about killing mediocrity, what it takes to kill mediocrity, and what keeps us stuck in mediocrity. And we've been talking about 3 fears that keep us stuck in mediocrity. And it's those fears that we allow to keep us stuck in a position where we're not exceeding. So the first one was fear of getting out of your comfort zone. And the second one from today is fear of setting the bar too high. And I just ran by an example of this. Check out this sign behind me. At Easy Pond it says, "Get cash fast and easy." But on the other side it says, "This is the place to get your gift for mom." They put that up on Mother's Day, which was over a month ago, and we just had Father's Day. And I guess they didn't want to set the bar too high and actually change the marquee and make people think they're going to change the marquee for every holiday. So they just left mom's gift up there. They just said, we're just going to be mediocre. We're not going to change the sign. But here's the thing. Sometimes that fear keeps us in mediocrity because we think, well, I don't want to set the bar too high. I don't want other people to think, oh, I'm going to be this every time. I'm not going to be exceptional every time. And so we worry about setting the bar too high. But here's what I've found. I found that in reality, in life, most people don't really care that much about where your bar is set. If you set your bar at a certain level and you don't live up to it, most of the time, they don't really care or don't even really notice. So what it comes down to is what you want your bar set at, how high you're gonna set your bar. And if you're okay with being mediocre, then you just keep clinging to that fear of setting the bar too high and thinking, well, if I don't set my bar too high, I don't have to work at it. But if you want to be extraordinary every day, you should desire to set that bar a little higher and a little higher. But what it comes down to is values. What are your values? Most of us spend our entire life and never define what our values are. And if you don't define your values, then when it comes down to decisions as to how you're going to live and how you're going to act, you've got nothing to base your decisions on because your values have never been established. So I would challenge you to establish your values. I live by a set of values that I have written out and I review, and I make decisions based upon those values. Will that decision help me live up to and accomplish that value? So 3 of the values that I have are what I call excellence. The second one is endurance. And the third one is the God chase. That's just part of my list. But when it comes to setting the bar, every day I ask myself, is what I'm doing living up to my value of excellence? I ask myself, is what I'm doing living up to my value of endurance? Am I going on seeking higher, reaching for higher, even when I'm tired? And number 3, am I setting what I'm doing, is it setting me in hot pursuit of chasing God? The Bible says, everything you do, do to the glory of God. Everything. So I'm not doing anything mediocre because God's glory is not mediocre. And that's how I set my bar, by evaluating my values. Do you have values? I would venture to say, if you haven't written them down and you don't examine them regularly, then they are doing you no good. Spend some time thinking, what are your values? Write them down, examine them, and put them into effect. Moyo, everywhere we go.